Hello, Kansas and Western fans. It's time for today's poll results for this past weekend and work plan. As you see there, we've got a total of 24 votes, and structures barely eked out a win over track weathering and ballast, which tells me the structure win might be on its way out. Here's a selection of the other vote getters for this weekend. Seeing some new ones again, so that's kind of interesting to see what people would like to be have worked on again. So what we're going to do now is talk about what I'm going to work on in terms of structures, and kind of the same thing as last time, where I'm trying to work on structures that help me finish laying track. So now I'm going to an area I don't need to go to. Nothing down in this whole area on this whole side of the layout, actually. Although I am going to take another stab at painting this concrete because it was pointed out, and it's fairly obvious that it's a horrible color for concrete. So fortunately I didn't glue any of that stuff. I knew it was going to be an experiment, so I will try that again. All right, I'm going to move over to the other part of the layout real quick. I spent maybe 2 hours last night thinking about what to do for Pueblo. There's a reason why I've been putting this off. So I've been telling you about how I want to kind of reproduce some areas of the Everast steel plant yard. There's a photo there, and there's a photo there. And the building that I had selected for this back corner, and I didn't want to do a whole steel plant because Walters doesn't make that anymore, and I didn't want to try to find it on eBay or anything like that, missing parts and so on. So all I wanted to do is just represent a portion of the plant. So what I'm going to do is focus on this area here where gondolas are unloaded into the plant to begin the smelting process, I believe. I can't really find any good details online about how exactly this plant works, so I'm going to have to generate in my head. But what I started with originally was Walther's paper mill to get a nice large multi-story structure, but I didn't really like that idea, and this is the foundation for the mill that I had laid out just for space considerations. I didn't really like that idea because it's only a single track, and it's an all brick structure, and on the outside it doesn't look anything like a steel plant. So what I decided to go with was the diesel engine service facilities that you see on a lot of layouts. There are 3 tracks, they're steel, and they're very open. There's lots of windows, which I think I'm going to remove some of the windows because, and this is that same scene blown up. What I'm trying to show is all this grid work because I believe there's gantry cranes in there that run up and down the tracks. And I already have that kit built. There might be room for another because I bought 2 of those diesel service facilities. So I'm going to run them end to end. They're going to fit here in this corner. So it'll be, maybe a third as long as that. I can't remember exactly how long they are. I think they're maybe 9 inches long, something like that, or 9 inches wide. But there'll be room for 3 tracks. I'll have the gantry inside, and I've toyed with the idea of cutting a hole in the backdrop because there's about 18 inches of space between this backdrop and the one over on Canyon City side, and expanding inside the backdrop with some more shop details so that I can maybe tease what's going on inside that building. But I don't want to do that unless I can do so convincingly. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to handle that yet. Fortunately, I don't even have those kits yet. I just placed the order before I did this video, so it'll be the end of the week before I get those. But that'll be a major addition to Pueblo, and I'll finally get Pueblo to start growing. And the addition of that is going to allow me to finish my track plan. So I should be able to finally get all this track laid here in Pueblo and get that operational. So that's the big one. Moving around, there won't be anything done. I still have to finish that bridge down there at the end and that loading dock with just some small additions. I might work on that, I'm not sure, but that's kind of low priority. Nothing for Lamar. But over in Holly, I do want to add some paint to these structures, get them to look like they belong. And then I did some more research on this multi-tank structure here. It's actually 8 tanks. I thought it was 9. It's only 8. And I have them laid out how they are in reality. The grain elevator portion will go right there in that empty spot. So I'm going to build that for the first time. I've never built one of these grain elevators and get that in there. I think I'm going to put the entire thing on a piece of styrene so it all stays together as a unit. And then I still have to figure out what kind of kit that I can kit bash or whatever to make part of that structure. I might steal maybe that bunker, grain bunker for part of that kit. Not sure yet. I got to do some research and see what I can find out to add that. And so that will go probably right here where this package is sitting. And there are some modern concrete silos also that go along this this Holly elevator. I want to build something similar that I've found to see how much space it takes up. But then I'm also going to put that there. I forgot. And then this is going to move over here. Give me more room for that. And then this kit, I was going to put maybe a truck loading thing in the back there. Not sure if it will fit. But anyway, that's a lot of plans. We'll see what actually ends up happening. And that's for Holly. And then up here in Garden City, I've got a few more of these Rick's kits. They're pretty easy to put together. That'll help me flesh out some more of either of these scenes. I'm not sure which tank will go where, but lots of tanks to gather for that. And then moving around to Wichita Industrial Park, I forgot that I had this faller kit. This is a fairly simple tower that I could add over here to the Clean Harbors facility just to give it some more flavor besides these 4 tanks. And then I have this other faller kit. I'll probably have to modify how that fits. I'm not sure the size of this just yet, but we'll see what I can fit here in the background up against the wall. And then I've also ordered kit to complete this so I can get the roofs put on and the floor. And then I'll wrap around the other side here real quick. I have one more of these wet dry storage bins that I can build that I'll put in this area. And then I'm going to use the footprint of this larger bin and one of these in this corner to help me figure out how to lay this final track. I'm not sure I'm going to make that work yet. I might do some more building or silo halves like I did down there up against the wall. Not sure. What I do want to make sure I do is hide this nasty looking corner as much as possible. And this whole wall almost still needs my masonite backdrop. So I have some of that material. I might go ahead and add that just to make sure all my measurements are precise before I start cutting buildings to fit. So that needs to be done as well. And a couple more things I want to do. Again, eyes are usually bigger than ours. I have 3 more of these loading racks to build, and then 2 of those came with this chemical plant kit. So if I can get all those built, I'll have 3 stations for unloading here and 3 stations for unloading here at BG Products. And then I do want to take a stab at kit bashing this coker unit using these 2 kits. We'll see if that looks like a giant mess or it looks like something. So lots of big plans. Not sure how much of it I'll ever get done. I never am. But, oh, and one more thing. I forgot about that. I work back over here. So I have the primary structure done for Holcomb Power Plant, and I've had it done for a while, and I keep forgetting that this is what I needed to get done in order to get these tracks laid. So what I need to make the final decision on is if this is the placement that I want. There's not a lot of room for track. I can still add some little plywood wings to fill this top part out. So I'm going to put some more thought into the final placement for that so that I could finally get this track laid, this last spur up here. So as you can tell, the main motivation is to finish laying all the tracks so I can move on from that. But that's the plan for the next 2 weeks anyway. The one thing I did knock out, if you can see, I finished the entire Wichita yard and placing all of the the ties in all the gaps. So that looks much better than it did. All I really have to do is finish La Junta, and all that will be done except for the track I haven't laid. So big poll results video and work plan. I have big dreams. We'll see what I can get done. But thanks everybody for participating. Thanks for your comments and questions, and we'll see what I can get done. Thank you, everybody. Have a good week.